What is the best mentality to use on Football Manager? A question I'm sure lots of managers have asked over the years. Well, today we're going to do a bit of an experiment and see if we can find out. So this is how the video is going to work, is I'm going to repeat the same season over again, using the same formation with the same players. Each time we're going to stop halfway through in December, see how the team's getting on, and hopefully we can sort of narrow down what is the best mentality to use. And the team I've chose to do that with is Roma, and this is the team I'm going to be playing. So I've tried to pick the best attacking lineup. I thought this formation can be used in a various number of mentalities, so it can suit positive play, it can suit cautious play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate the season over and over again, every time using a different mentality, and hopefully by the end of the video we'll know which one's best. So let's get on with it. And we are now halfway through the season and we haven't been sacked yet, which is a good sign. Obviously we're playing on the very defensive formation to start with. Looks like we've had some transfer offers, so we're just going to reject them, as we don't really want to change the team every time. Keep it as close as we can. And I'll just show you that we haven't had any more players go out. So Paulo Diabla's left for 10 million, which obviously happened while I was simulating, but it could have been pre-arranged, so obviously they've lost him. But in terms of the league, we are currently sat in 8th. Lost 8 games, won 9 and only drawn 1. So it looks like this mentality causes us to either win or lose, not much in between. And let's just have a look at the fixtures, see how we've been getting on. Obviously looks like we've qualified in Europe from the Europa League group. Yeah, top of the group there. And it looks like we've had some high and lows in this season. Form seems to be very spotty. A lot of 1-0 wins, as you'd expect, and 2 1-0 losses, which all makes sense. You know, we're playing very defensive, so obviously we're not looking to attack, just hoping to grind out these draws. Very much a Jose Mourinho style. And we didn't get as far as the end of the season. We actually got sacked in February, 18th of February we got sacked. So obviously this mentality doesn't work with this formation. As you can see there, yeah, Sawyer sacked by Roma on the 18th of February. Let's have a look, see what came about. So if I just click on Roma, and yeah, they're currently sat in 13th in the table, which obviously well below what Roma expects, what their standards are. Let's just see if any more transfer happened in the January window, but no. So no one else left the team, and yeah, straight away you can see that form really took a dive in January. We didn't win a game until the 5th of February, lost to AC Milan. Drew with Juventus, we lost to Salentino, which isn't ideal, Girona, Sassuolo. So let's just see which players were performing and which ones wasn't. So the defender's got a lot of games. Zaki was his most highest appearance maker. Lukaku actually scored 11 goals, so really I probably should have been starting him over Tammy Abraham, but I wasn't to know, you know. Unfortunately, we've got to keep using the same team every time. And in terms of ratings, we've only got 2 players in the green, the other 2 out on loan. So yeah, that's quite interesting. On to the next one. So here we go, same team again. Everything's exactly the same, just now we're playing on a defensive mentality. So let's skip forward. And 6 months in and we look a lot better off than we did last time using a defensive mentality. We're actually up in 6 as things stand. We managed to win 10 games, only lost 5 and drawn 3. Let's have a look at the fixtures. And we've been on a really good run of form up until recently. Won his last 4 with a draw. Before that we lost. So the scores look a little bit different on this mentality. Looks like we scrape a few wins like we did, but it looks like we do also score some goals now. But when we have lost big, 4-2 against Napoli. Again, we've qualified through in Europe. And as you can see, the transfers are just happening exactly as I did on the other mentality. So I presume Diablo left. Yeah, he also left for 10 million, so that's always going to happen. I'm guessing it were maybe pre-arranged or something like that. But yeah, we'll put a player in that position and we'll skip forward and hopefully we haven't been sacked. And we're at the end of the season now and we have just survived by the look of it. 57 points we finished on. We have finished 10th in the league. So I'm not too sure how we survived. I mean, we got sacked when we were 13th on the very defensive mentality. But yeah, 57 points. The club's happy with that, I guess. I mean, they've not sacked us, so that's a good sign. Just going to have a look how we did with form. So a lot of draws in the back end of the season. Looks like form really took a nosedive. I mean, we drew 4 in a row in that month. Well, 6 in a row altogether. We did actually qualify for the quarter-finals of the Europa League, where we got knocked out by Bayern, which is quite interesting. I presume Bayern maybe went on to win this, Liverpool. Bayern got to the final. But yeah, form really took a nosedive on the defensive mentality. Just managed to save his job at the end, maybe looking at that. 3 wins and a draw in his last 4 games, so I reckon that maybe saved us a bit. I'm very surprised we haven't been sacked. Let's just have a look who were the best performers in the team. I'll just sort this by goals. So Lukaku scored 28 goals, 27 appearances off the bench with 3 assists. And El Shaarawy was his next top scorer. So Tammy Abraham again, not producing what you'd expect. But in terms of rating, Lukaku far and above everyone else. I mean, 19 goals in 32 games. So you think when we come to these attacking mentalities, he'll do a lot better than that. But we'll see. Yeah, you can see there, I was on the insecure job list as well. On to the next one, cautious mentality. Same again, same team, nothing's changed. We're just on the cautious mentality this time. So let's simulate 6 months into the future and see how we're doing. And we've still got our job. Same again, usual transfers. I'll just decline that off like I do every season. And we are actually 7th in the league, which is interesting. So similar sort of level we were at on the defensive mentality. Obviously we're on the cautious now. But yeah, that's quite interesting to see. Fixture wise, form's been very hit and miss. Looking at this, win one, lose one sort of form. I mean, same again. We've had a good run in December like we did on the last mentality, but up until that, form was very up and down. Yeah, we are through to the next round. Only just not as convincing as we did on the last 2 mentalities, but playing Leipzig in the next round. Once again, we didn't get sacked, and we've actually qualified for Europe on the cautious mentality, so we finished 7th this season, which I presume the board is happy with. Only just, we finished on the same points as Lazio, but I think we must have had the better goal. Well, we didn't actually have the same goal difference, but obviously we must have beaten them more times than they've beaten us, and we've actually qualified for Europe. Let's just have a look how we got on. So we did get knocked out of the Europa League by Leipzig on aggregate. But form just seemed to carry on exactly the same as it did on the cautious mentality. We've won some, we lost some, we won some, we lost some. A couple of draws thrown in. Decent run towards the end of the season that's obviously helped get us into Europe next season. So I think, to be fair, overall we can be fairly impressed with how the cautious mentality did. Let's just have a quick look at the performers. Wonder if the strikers did any better this season. So same again as it always is, the appearance makers, El Shaarawy, Zaki, Pellegrini, sorting by goals. And Lukaku scored the same amount of goals pretty much as he did last season. Although it looks like he started a bit more, so Tammy might have been injured. He's injured right now. And in terms of assists, Pellegrini came out on top for them performers this season. Lukaku, Cristante and the goalkeeper. Although he only played 4 games. So yep, let's move on to the next mentality, which is balanced. Same team, everything's as it should be. And let's get through to December, see how we get on. And we aren't doing very well on the balanced mentality. Let's have a look at the league. We're actually sat 11th in the league, which is a bit of a surprise really. You thought as we'd move up through these mentalities we'd get better. And for the first time we are on a real poor run in December. We've lost our last 6 games. I mean, we had a bright start looking at this. I mean, in October we didn't lose a single game. Won us 2 games in Europe. That form carried on, and then we've just absolutely nosedived recently. We are through in the Europa League. Hasn't been drawn yet, which is weird because we're at the same date as we normally are, but it's not been drawn this time. And we actually got sacked on this one as well. So using the balanced mentality with this formation, we've been sacked. I mean, the team's currently in 7th. I'm not sure how long ago we got sacked. I mean, if we have a quick look at the league, we seem to be doing okay. And fixture-wise, yeah, we looks like we carried on performing poorly through December into January. That's obviously when we've been sacked, and then the new manager's coming in February and turn things around. But yeah, so balanced mentality, not the one for us. Positive mentality. I think this is a one that tends to be most popular with football managers on FM throughout. It's probably the one that's going to suit this kind of formation. So, 6 months into the future, and we are also doing poor on a positive mentality. We're actually 12th in the league right now. Let's just have a quick look at this. So yeah, we've not been doing too well. We've actually gone 666. That's not a good sign. Just get rid of these transfers as we always do. Let's just double check Diablo is leaving. Yeah, Diablo does leave, as he normally does. Lukaku's top goal scorer. And weirdly, to say we're so low, form's not been bad recently. I mean, we had a poor start looking at this on the positive mentality. But then it seemed to pick up sort of November. Not been doing too bad in December. 4-0 win against Udinese. We're through in Europe again, as we normally do. Had a 4-2 win over Rennes. And let's skip forward and see how we get on. And we've been sacked again. So for the second mentality in a row, we've been sacked. So the positive mentality, doesn't seem to work for us either. As we've been sacked, we're currently 11th in the league. Let's just see how we were getting on. And yeah, we had another bad run. Not many draws in there. One in the cup and a couple of wins around it, but then we lost 4 in a row, which is obviously where we've been sacked. Losing against some teams we probably should have got results against. So yeah, positive mentality, not the one either. Attacking. So I've not got much hope for attacking now, given that we've just been sacked on the positive mentality. Don't know what's to suggest that attacking would be any better, but again, exactly same team, same formation, and halfway through we are doing the best we've ever done. We're actually in the Champions League places, which is weird. So we currently sit 4th in the league. Lukaku has scored 20 goals so far this season, 15 goals in 16 appearances, which is crazy. He definitely likes the attacking mentality then. So it definitely suits Lukaku's needs, and there we have confirmation. We've only lost 3 games all season, which is the joint lowest in the league. And in terms of form, as you can see, a lot of green on there. I mean, October, we won every game convincingly from looking at that. Just putting 4s, 2s and 3s past teams. Lost to Napoli, which, is to be expected. But yeah, we're looking pretty good, to be fair. I mean, I presume we're through in the Europa League as well, which, looking at them results, we will be. So yeah, let's get through to the end and see how we're done. And we're at the end of the season, and so far the attacking mentality is the winner. We've actually finished 5th in the league. We were 1 point off Champions League football next season, which is well above what the board were expecting. So that would have been nice to do, but even still, this is far and above the best that we've done so far. Let's just have a look at the fixtures. So, looks like a bit of a bad run of forms cost us right at the end with 2 losses. But yeah, looks like we've done well. I mean, we got to the quarter-final again before we got knocked out by Sporting. That's a bit disappointing, sorry. And in the Serie A, yeah, there we have confirmation, 1 point off the Champions League, which is very frustrating. But Lukaku finished top goal scorer with 22 goals. Let's just have a quick look at the squad to see who were performing best. So on the selection info, Rui Patricio actually did quite well this time. Sanchez played a lot for us. So it looks like we had a lot more consistent team than we normally do. And there we have confirmation. Lukaku got 27 goals on the attacking mentality. So that's, if you're using Lukaku, that's the mentality you want to be using. Definitely. I mean, Tammy Abraham even got 10 goals, which is his best return. 12 assists for Sanchez. So yeah, let's get on to the last one. Very attacking. So no one ever plays with very attacking as the mentality. I think you're just destined to be sacked using that. But we've got the same team, we've got the same formation. Let's give it a go. And halfway through, we're actually doing better than I thought we would. We're up in 8th at the moment. Not too far off the Europa League places either. 9 wins, 6 losses, 2 draws. We've actually got a couple of games in hand as well. So we're doing better than I thought we would. I definitely thought we'd be getting sacked with this one. Let's just have a look at the fixtures. So it looks like we've started off well. I'm wondering if it's a case of wearing ourselves out using this mentality. Yeah, had a really good start, really great November, didn't lose a game. But then recently, form seems to be taking a bit of a dive. I mean, we've made it through again in the Europa League group stage, as we've done every season. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried looking at that form. That could spell that we are going to be getting sacked soon, so we'll jump forward and see what happens. We did get sacked. Yeah, we got sacked in March, so we made it fairly far. Further than we have done with some of the mentalities where we've been sacked. So yeah, there you have your confirmation that Sawyer's been sacked by Roma. And let's see how the team did. So they were 10th in the league when we've been sacked. Not a million miles away from Europe, but obviously too far for the board to be happy. And let's just have a look what was happening form-wise. So yeah, oh God, like I said, that we were looking poor and we carried on with some really poor form there. We didn't pick up a win at all in January. In fact, we've only won 2 games since in the new year, which yeah, is obviously grounds for sacking. It looks like the board actually stayed with us a bit too long. But yeah, I think we can conclude that using this formation, I mean, that's really important, that the formation obviously makes a difference to the mentality. But if you're going to use this formation, make of that what you will. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, please give me a like, comment your thoughts down below. But yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.